when Black people are murdered in the States, the way that people react here in Ottawa to those deaths, it's performative to me. The way that the city can show up for Black people who die in the States, but can't show up for Black people who die here right at home. That doesn't make any sense.
When everybody went downtown for last year's protest, the George Floyd protest, you know, it marked a shift, and I was glad to see that. But all of that happens in your own backyard. You know, you can't just be taken to the streets and tweeting and hashtagging when it's somebody, you know, when someone's died in America, when it's sensationalized to that extent. You gotta, you know, pay attention to what's going on in your own city, in your own backyard.
Anthony asked, his life, I hope, and the life of Abdurrahman Abdi, and the life of George Corleone, and the life of DeAndre Campbell, and the life of Regis Korchinski-Paquette. We hope to make these lives not leave us or not be taken away from us in vain.
When we speak about the death of my son, Anthony Aust, my first instinct when I tried to wake up after maybe 3 hours after this happened, it was to ask the police, what was the reason for you guys to do this? Give me one reason, and the answer was, oh, it's a policy, it's the way we conduct. How can you come into my house knowing who live here with the knowledge that my son is with an ankle bracelet? We have cameras. People come to my house about 3-4 times a day because we have a palliative person. And you just come with grenade, over 16 police armed with rifles to point it in my children's. My son was sleeping. He wake up to his death. And that is okay? Or because somebody say, my son has drugs or guns, where is it? I haven't seen it until today. And the atrocity, the damage that they cause is unbearable. And from the second that my son was gone, a person who was not even with a full identity, 23 years old, not a chance, you kill us.
Last year when we were on Nicholas and Laurier, it was November 18th, 19th of 2020, and we blocked off the streets and occupied that space for 36 hours before we were moved in on by police in the middle of the night, the dead of the night. And I think that what I expect the city to take away from that action specifically is that we, as the organizers and people who showed up for that event, were not afraid to stand up for what we believed in and to challenge the system head on.
I hope that everyone sees that collective effort for what it is, for this yearning for liberation and the expungement of anti-Black and anti-Asian racism in the city.
When we're showing up at actions and we're doing this work, I don't think that it's out of any expectations, out of we're doing what we can to show up for our community using the tools that are best suited to us to exact any type of change within ourselves first, and then hoping that eventually it's a piece of the puzzle to our freedom.
Instead, I was given the funding, such big funding to the police, is they allocate those fundings to housing, to social, mental, and to programs to keep the people out of the street, to keep the people out of the systems.
The way the education system is set up right now, the school to prison pipeline is a very, very real thing. And it's our young Black lives that are being fed into the prison system. If you give Black kids the tools that they need to succeed and, you know, pursue their passions and pursue their dreams, they will.
Give us our foods, give us our languages, give us our spirituality, give us space, give us resources for us to do the things that we know how to do.
I dream of a revolution. I dream of Black liberation. I dream of a world where we are secure and free and happy, and we don't have to think about where we're going to look for our next paycheck or our next meal. We don't have to look behind us to wonder if someone's following us or hunting us. I dream of complete peace and freedom.
I won't stop until I am liberated or dead.
I won't stop until mothers stop crying for losing our children.
I die because there's a lot of work to do. The last generation didn't get it done. This generation's not gonna get it done. The next is not gonna get it done. And the generation after that's not gonna get it done because there's a whole lot of work to do. So I'm not gonna be stopping until I die.
I won't stop until we win.
I won't stop until somebody puts me in the ground, but even after they put me in the ground, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna haunt them. And if I'm not haunting them, I'm gonna be coming back in a body black as the darkest berry, ready to change the world. And so I just won't stop because I can't.